Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Leadership Satsang. I'm your coach, Yukti Kapoor Mendirata, and my passion is to help you become a better leader. Why? Because when you become a better leader, you will make your organization a great place to work. You will be a part of creating a culture where people love working. They look forward to coming to that organization because that organization has leaders like you. So, thank you so much for putting your hand up to learn so that you know what it takes to be a better leader. Leadership is not a by the way learning. Leadership is not something that you have a knack for. As much as you might be good at a few things about leadership, there are so many other things that needs to be learned before we can call ourselves a good leader. But one sign of the intent to become a good leader is to show up for conscious learning. So, Leadership Satsang is a platform that I wanted to offer to you all where you can ask me questions, challenges that you are facing as a leader in the space of leadership. What are some of the challenges that are coming your way? What are some of the difficulties that you are facing with managing your team, with managing your work, with managing your leadership abilities? That's what this platform is for. So, today, being the end of another financial year, I thought let us build some strategies. A lot of us are going to be busy with making business strategies, right? We will allocate budget to our function or to our business, but it's important. Before that, we need to start working on self growth strategies as well. So I'm going to come to that in a bit. Let me first say hello to my live audience. Just give me a hi and the location that you're joining me from this evening. Which part of the world are you in? Just tell me which location in the chat box, please. Let's see, where are you joining me from? I am right now here in Mumbai, and it's really, really hot. So thankfully, evenings are not that bad, but that's where I am in Mumbai right now in my office. Where are you guys and where are you joining me from is what I would love to see in the chat box. And while that comes in, I want to once again invite you for yet another episode of Leadership Satsang. Today, we are going to do something which is going to be very, very useful in the entire assessment year, financial year, whatever you may want to call, starting April till I see you for March next year. Today's discussion is going to lay the right bricks, the right foundation for your growth for the next financial year. So before diving into the P&L or the balance sheet, I want you to create a balance of your own self growth strategies because your self growth is your responsibility. As much as we can blame our leaders and whine over the fact that they don't invest in our learning, if we don't spend time on our own learning and building our own strategies, why should we expect anybody else to do that? If you are not clear about how you're going to grow, why should I as your leader worry about your growth? Fair, right? So let's get started with that right away. Wonderful. I've got people from Ahmedabad, Abhishek, hi, Krishnendu from Bangalore, Samarth from Bhopal, Mukesh from Vadodara. Awesome, awesome. Udaipur, Aviral from Udaipur, Adil is joining me from Noida, Pankaj from Bangalore. Wonderful. Thank you guys. Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. And thank you for showing up for some conscious learning. Thank you for being a part of today's Leadership Satsang. So, what we're going to talk about is a skill that is considered to be one of the top 10 skills that we need to master to be relevant in the year 2025. And I don't say that. World Economic Forum has come up with this list. So let me first give you a sneak peek into what that list looks like. All right, sharing my screen, and here we are. These are the top 10 skills of 2025. Analytical thinking and innovation. And here is the second one, active learning and learning strategies. All other skills are related to creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and communication and technology. But what about this skill, active learning and learning strategies? World Economic Forum says this is the second most important skill to develop, one of the top 10 to develop by 2025. Active learning and learning strategies. What does that mean? Any idea? What does it mean? How do I learn active learning and learning strategies? Now, that's not a very straightforward skill. Communication is still straightforward. I know there is a skill called communication, and maybe I'll find a course. Maybe I'll, do it with my coach Yukti. Please do, because we've got a few courses related to communication, or any other way. I will find a way to learn. But what is active learning and learning communication? Have you learning strategies? Have you heard of such a skill? Any idea how to learn a skill called learning strategies? What does it even mean? Any thoughts? Please put it in your comments here in the comments. What do you mean by learning strategies as a skill? WEF is asking you to master active learning and learning strategies. What kind of a skill is that? Any idea? What do you really have to learn? Hi, Babu. Hi, Adil. Tell me, what is it? What does it mean to you? Naresh, what does it mean to you? Observe the different working styles of colleagues. Okay? No idea, Pankaj says. All right. What does it mean to you? Involving in direct activities, Ashwini. Okay. Any other guess? What does it mean to have learning strategies as a skill? What does it mean? Active learning is when you consciously learn and adapt to skills that are relevant to your domain. Yes, active learning is when you consciously learn. I love that, Aviral. That's what you're doing right now. Or any session that you wish to be a part of, you choose to be a part of, when you are actively engaging in learning, you're conscious about what you're learning. Learning and active learning and learning strategies is about understanding what to learn and then how to learn it. It's about planning what are the things that are going to be useful for me. So, in today's Leadership Satsang, I want to teach you how to develop learning strategy for yourself for the year 23-24. Are you excited to learn that? Just say excited in the comments, please. Are you excited to learn what to learn? And that's a very important learning, right? I need to learn what to learn. So, are you excited to learn what to learn? Yes, just say excited in the chat box, and let's see if you're all excited, super duper excited as Bharat is. Then I will share with you the strategy to build a learning strategy. How do you develop that learning strategy? Guys, as much as we keep talking about, 10,000 hours needed to build a skill, trust me, when you bring it down to practicality, you will realize 10,000 hours for one skill means actually 12 years if you are working already, and if you have a family you need to give time to, you have a job you need to give time to. Active learning will be at best an hour or two every day, which means to really invest 10,000 hours in something to learn, you need 12 hours to learn just that one skill. And then the bigger problem is, you know what, we don't even know what to learn because there is so much to learn, so much. There is AI now that's coming up with various other formats. There is generative AI, there is prompt engineering, and machine learning, and blockchain, and metaverse, and this and that. And all of that is just adding to my endless list of things to learn. Now, the problem is, I don't know what to learn anymore. So, what happens is, I land up picking a book on someone else's recommendation, or I land up being a part of some webinar if I happen to be on that social media platform, or I land up joining some course if it is free or cheap or within my available time, within my comfort. I make time for it. Is that active learning? Is there any strategy behind that? It's like saying I go to work and then I see what we'll produce and what services we'll give, and we'll figure it out and give accordingly, and then next day another something to be offered. It doesn't work like that. We're very clear about what is our vision, what is our mission, what are our goals and objectives. But when it comes to your own growth, your own learning, there is no vision, there is no mission, there is no strategy. And that is why it's one of the most important skills to develop. You've got to develop learning strategy as a skill. And I'm going to tell you how in this episode today. How to cope up with dynamic learning when every other has different to offer. So what you're saying is that there is so much to learn. Now, how do we decide what to learn? Right? So let's get started. I hope you have a notebook and pen ready. Anytime you opt for being a part of Leadership Satsang sessions, Please carry your notebook. I know this is a little old school, but trust me, when you write, research says that you retain 47% better, even if you don't look at it ever again. And that's the best part. So make sure that you write and not just put it out on your gadgets. Make notes, write down some takeaway that's, opening up for you, coming up for you as I take you through your learning strategy. So let's look at this. What to learn. Of all the skills available, I want you to answer these 4 questions. And when you answer these 4 questions, you will know exactly what to learn, right? So here are the 4 questions. Question number 1. Should this skill should help me in my current role? Whatever I'm choosing to learn, this particular skill needs to help me in my current role. I'm keeping aside the technical skills for a bit, because in technical skills, there is not too much confusion. You are very clear. This is my domain, and these are the technical skills I'm supposed to know. And your organization will also support you with all sorts of product and process trainings to make sure you do your job well, because they pay you for it and they want results from you. So they will make sure that is taken care of. I am talking about your learning. I am talking about self-learning. In self-learning space, most of the learning is related to leadership or personality development. In that space, what is that skill which is going to help me in my current role that is required of me today? That's the skill I need to look at. Then the second question to ask is this: is this skill going to prepare me for the next level as well? If I am an assistant manager, will this skill help me to be a better manager? If I'm a manager, will this skill help me to be a better vice president, or whatever is the next level that comes for you? The third question: can I learn this skill in practical ways, in a way that I can apply the learning? Can I find a way to learn this skill in a way that it is practical for my consumption? It can be applied by me. And can I find a way to learn this skill so that it fits into my life, my lifestyle, my calendar? I cannot quit my job and do a 6-month residential course. Maybe it is possible for somebody, it is not possible for me. I've got to pay the expenses. I have to bring food to the table. I cannot just take my bags, pack my bags, and leave for 1 year, 2 years, do a course from Harvard or Stanford or wherever else I can afford from, and come back with that knowledge. Can't afford that. How will my learning come to me within the work calendar that I have, within the family commitments that I already have? These are the skills that I will prioritize. So, what will I prioritize? A skill that is required today, that will be relevant tomorrow, that is realistic in the way it is learned and delivered, and that is relaxing for me to accommodate into my life the way it is today, with some changes here and there, but not anything massive that makes me leave everything behind and go and seek that knowledge from somewhere. Make sense? Just say make sense in the chat box if this makes sense to you. That, all right, this is really cool. Now I know that out of the 227 skills which I see around me everywhere, I need to just answer these 4 questions. And if the answer is clear for these 4 questions, then those are the skills that I will prioritize. That, okay, if communication is the skill, then is it required in my job today? The answer is yes. Okay. If I learn communication really well, will it help me for my next level? The answer is yes. All right, this is making sense. Have I found a way to learn communication in a way that it's practical, it is applicable in my life, my work life? The answer is yes. Okay, we're going great. The fourth question is what? Is it going to fit into my lifestyle? Is it going to fit into my time and calendar? The answer is yes. I found a way to learn it so that you don't have to leave everything and do it full time. If the answer is yes again, I know I need to prioritize this one. As simple as that. All right. So this is like a breakthrough moment if you really understood the essence of these 4 questions and how these simple questions can help you to answer something very, very complicated. And that complicated question is, what do I learn? What should I learn? As you prepare yourself to get into a new year, starting April, I want you to start putting this learning plan together. Identify the skills that you need to learn. Don't go beyond 4. Let's look at 4 at a time. 4 skills that are required, that are relevant for tomorrow. These skills which can be taught to me in a way that is realistic and can be relaxing for me because it fits into my life. Which are these 4 skills? So that's step number 1 of learning strategy. What do I need to learn? Right? Got that? You got that? Say got that in the chat box. And then now I'm going to come to the how. First, we got to sort the what. And why is already sorted because you are in this room. I know for a fact that you're very clear about why you should learn, which is the first step, right? Why of everything. Why should I learn? Because I want to improve myself, my ability to lead. Why should I improve upon my ability to lead? Because it makes me a better human automatically, and that improves my personal relationships as much as it improves my professional relationships. It helps me to perform better. And when I perform better, I earn more. When I earn more, I bring in whatever I need to bring in my life as comfort. And that comfort gives me the energy to do even better. It's all related. Money is a resource and money is energy. And we need that to not just survive, but thrive. But money is a function of value. How much value you create is going to bring in the money that you deserve. It's as simple as that. How do you become more valuable? By increasing your skill set. When you work on your skill set, not just on your job, but on your skills. Because if your skills are upgraded, then no job is such a big challenge for you. Then job is just a job because you have the skills to deliver. You will deliver it well. And your skills are always ahead of the job requirements. That's the beauty. That happens only when there is a strategy. Like it is said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Fail to plan what? Fail to plan what is my strategy to learn. I'm not just going to learn by the way, on the job. I'm going to learn consciously, which means I need to put my strategy down. And this is a perfect time to do that by the end of March. As you're closing your books, please make sure you open a new book to make a start, a conscious start of the next year, and put down your learning strategies before you conclude March, right? Before you step into April, get this strategy together. Let's get to the how of it. How are you going to create this strategy? If you're ready, just say ready in the chat box. Let me see how many of you are live here with me, ready to attend, ready to bring this learning strategy into your life right away. Ready? Let's see how many of us are ready. Rahul, Bharat, Abhishek, are you guys ready? Babu, Ashwini, are you ready? Pankaj, Anurag, you ready? Let's see. If you are, then I'm going to take you through the how of it. Ready. Samarth is ready. Superb. Adil ready. Rahul ready. Abhishek, superb, guys. All right. If you're ready, Krishnendu, here we go. I want you to write down these 3 very, very important words, which is going to help you to develop your learning strategy. And these words are time, effort, and money. 3 resources that you need to learn anything are time, effort, and money. How much time are you ready to invest? How much effort are you ready to put? And how much money are you ready to invest in your learning? No 1 or 2 of these resources will be good enough. You need to put in all 3 resources into your learning to create a meaningful learning strategy, to create a strategy that leads you towards growth. There is no shortcut. There is no acting stingy here. You can't save your time and learn. You can't pull back your efforts and learn. You can't save your money and wait for something free to come to you to learn. Then whatever comes to you, comes to you. You're not creating it. It's happening by default. It's not happening by design. And as leaders, we want to design our life, isn't it? Which means we've got to bring in all 3 resources: our time, our effort, and our money. So what is the way to design these resources? How do I bring in these resources? So let's look at time first. I want you to allocate a fixed time every single day that will be spent on your learning, self-learning. I am keeping subject matter learning aside for a bit, which means your technical skills, I'm keeping it aside for a bit. That's important as well. Very, very important. but I know you will take care of it. I know your organization will make sure that you take care of it, because you need to put that into practice immediately when you go to work. But self learning cannot be left behind. Self learning cannot wait till you retire. Then it's too late. You need to work upon it as of yesterday, right? It's already late to build a conscious plan, a strategy towards learning. So, time is now. The time to learn is now. Can you invest half an hour or 1 hour every single day towards your self learning? If you've identified these are my 3 skills or 4 skills that I want to learn, and you found a way to learn it, you found a course, a mentor, or a coach, or whoever will be the source of learning, are you ready to invest these 3 resources? Are you ready to invest your time? Are you ready to put in half an hour every day, or 1 hour every day, or 2 hours every Saturday and every Sunday? Whatever works for you. Can it be a fixed amount of time every weekday, or should it be a larger chunk over the weekend? I don't know. You figure that out. But it has to be decided now. What is that time? And when in the day will that 1 hour show up? Is it going to be first thing in the morning? And what does that mean? Does that mean 5 to 6? Does that mean 7 to 8? Does that mean 8 to 9 p.m.? I don't know. You know, and you need to put that down in your notebook as we speak. What is the time that you wish to invest in your self learning? Every single day in 23, 24, starting April, how much time are you ready to invest in your self learning? And what time of the day will that be? For me, for years, it has been in the morning. 7 to 8 in the morning is when I do my 20, 20, 20, which means 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of reading. Now it's become 30, 30, 30. When I started, it was 20, 20, 20. So now I give half an hour to each one of these 3. It includes learning, and learning for me is reading, and reading on the content that I have put aside, which I need to go through for my self growth, not for my business, for myself, right? So, what is that time in the day that you are ready to invest? Decided? Just say decided in the chat box. Have you decided? Then I'm going to come to the other 2 resources and how are you going to plan that? Decided? Say decided in the chat box, and I know that you're ready for the second resource to come in. Abhishek, decided? Prabhat? Gopalakrishnan, what do you think? Decided? Have you decided on the time slot? How much time every day or every weekend? And what time will that be? Specific. Specific is terrific. Decided? Adil? Decided. Super. Listen, whatever commitment you make to yourself is the most important commitment you will ever make. And if you live up to that commitment is when you can hold on to a character. And if there is no character in us, then there is no leader within us. Not possible. So never worry about how to live up to commitments that I make to others if you can't live up to the commitments that you make to yourself. Because you know what? You are who you are, basis what you do when no one is looking. And that is self commitment. How do you live up to the commitment that you make to yourself silently? Nobody else knows about it, but you do. Are you living up to that? If the answer is yes, then you are such a strong character that people will look up to you, no matter what your weaknesses or imperfections are, because not many people can hold on to that character. And that's what I want to see in you when you say decided. I want you to know that you have decided and you know it. And it's a commitment you're making to yourself. And that's the most important commitment you will ever make. With that said, let's look at the second resource, and that is effort. How much effort are you ready to put? Now, listen, the effort will start with identifying the right learning source. Please put in the necessary effort to shortlist what will be my learning source or resource. Where will I get my learning from? Please do not look at low hanging resources, which means what is easy to do. Go beyond easy. What is the right source of information for me? Who is the best person to teach me this skill? What is the right channel, the right method, the right format for me to learn this skill? These are the skills I've identified basis those 4 questions. What is the best resource or best source for me to learn this skill? I need you to put in your effort on that, a lot of effort on that, and take your time to decide who and what will you learn from, right? Who's going to be your mentor or coach? Spend time, do the background check, go and find out the testimonials. Make sure this is the right coach for you, this is the right mentor for you, this is the right book for you, or the right course for you. And then sign up for it. That's the effort you need to put in. And then comes in the effort to put in your 100% focus in that time that you have decided. That 1 hour or that half an hour is your me time. Nobody else can take that me time from you. And the effort in that time is to put your blinkers on and study, like how we've studied for our board exams, like how we've studied for our CA entrances, or anything that was that important for you. You put your blinkers on, right? And you studied. We've forgotten how to do that as corporate executives. We need to come back to that. We need to bring in that focus, concentrate, bring in the effort to concentrate and focus on your learning in that window that you have decided, right? Are you willing to do it? Say willing in the chat box. Are you willing to put in the effort to learn within the time that you have decided for yourself? Willing? Say willing in the chat box, guys. Only if you're willing. Nobody is insisting. Nobody cares. Nobody cares to insist enough for us. Why should anybody? If we are not committed to our own growth, why should anybody else care, right? Do you care enough for yourself? Are you willing? Are you willing to put in the effort that is required in learning? It's not easy. It's not easy, but I'm ready to put in the effort. And I'm going to do it from 1st April onwards. 1st April till 31st of March. I'm going to consistently put in this time and this much effort in my learning. Willing? Adil, Rahul, Bharat, superb. Superb, guys. Wonderful, wonderful. Great. The third resource is money. Now, we invest in a lot of places, but unfortunately, not so much in our learning. We want the cheapest course possible. Okay, you will click on any ad, random ad that shows up on social media just because it's for 99 or it's free, or it is worth $1 billion, but it is given to you for 100 rupees. You will grab it. That's not the reason why you would invest even 100 rupees. Why waste even 99 rupees? Why? You need to know what are you investing in and why, right? You've got to keep a budget aside for learning. The thumb rule is this: keep 10% of your earning, whatever your earning is, whether it is 10,000 rupees a month or 10 lakh a month, whatever that salary you earn or the money you earn, 10% of that is to be kept aside as your learning budget. From that money, from that 10% of your salary or your business turnover or business profits, that 10% will be spent on the right courses, the right coach, the right book, which is going to be the source of information, the source of learning for you. And you have to make sure that you spend it. You've got to invest that money. No saving happening there. We can't be stingy about it at all. We've got to be generous about our investment, because this is the real investment you will ever make. This is an investment on yourself, your upgradation, your upskilling. So you need to have a learning budget, like you have a shopping budget, you have an investment budget, you have a medical budget, you have your retirement budget, you have children's education budget. All these things you create, right? Your household budget, your vacation budget. Where is your learning budget? Without learning budget, how is learning possible? Everything that doesn't come for free. You've got to put some money aside. How much money have you put aside? What was your learning budget of last year? What was target against actual? Have you done that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we've done our target against actual for our business numbers, but we haven't really done a target against actual for our learning, because we don't have one. There was never a target. I want you to create that. I want you to say, okay, I'm going to spend 4 lakhs in this year only on my learning. If 4 lakhs is the 10% of my earning, whatever your earning is, no matter how big or small that amount is, just 10% of that needs to be invested back in you. Like how you invest your profits back into your business so that your business grows. You need to invest your earnings back into you so that you grow. And that is how you will bring in the third resource, and that is money, right? So I want to conclude today's satsang with a very important quote, very meaningful quote shared by Carl Rogers when he says, the only person who is educated is the one who has learned how to learn and then change accordingly. With that, I conclude today's satsang, and I hope that you bring in this learning strategy into your life starting now and leverage upon this in the entire year so that you grow exponentially in your career. Thank you so much for joining in today. Would love your comments below. Share your takeaways with me, and I will see you next week, same time, same place, with another question that I'll be happy to answer in the space of leadership. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all.